for the fun of it. I'll be up more than
Am I on?
Yeah.
I'm on? Oh shit.
Yeah, I started a video.
Oh god. Oh, I shouldn't have. No, now. Okay. Well, thank you to Teague and Eric for asking me to do this whole thing. Woo! So I'm a butthead and don't have my own Instagram, and also didn't want to do this in my house because I have neighbors. So yeah, it's like right around 2:40 now. Close enough. Yeah, it is now. Okay. So my set should be pretty close to exactly 20 minutes, and I'm just going to get into it. Clean floors still feel pain. Purchasing humiliation and terminate the runners-up. Last ones to escape these weakling arms. Tapering toward perfection bright. Hold downs maintain the mezzanine. Nervous, impatient, hinges and snare. Fantasizing about a collapse. Stitch the blanket, hideous. Tear quarters to survive. It's fed in picky triangles. Play the same lingerie, unwrapped in the old clothes, latched onto broken necklaces and dancing in the marrying ashes. But it's just half-hearted music. On this ground, illegible, sporadic haunting of a soul. Listen to the orders whispered. You don't always need words to write the play without an end. Dubiously unconvicted, as if we were lovers departing, rolling off the tubes. All right, so before I forget, this whole thing is for Beehive. So I'm going to Venmo Conrad right now. All right, here is 69 cents for that time we totally almost got in a fist fight. Because you know Conrad. All right. Set. Okay. This next one is a reader because it's long. I didn't memorize all this, so yeah. Some people seem to like this one. I wrote it like the day before a show a few years ago, and ended up really liking it. And other people do too, I guess. It's called. This is my shower head cheat sheet for my shower head at home. Number 1, calming oasis mist, or as I like to call it, spa day. Okay, I've never really spent any time at a spa, but I imagine that it's something like this, a real game changer. Number 2, secret setting number 1, or as I like to call it, ah, fuck, I broke it. Do you ever turn on a shower and you go, you're kidding me, it's so weak, you think something is wrong. Something is wrong, this whole shower is wrong. Number 3, drenching massage, or as I like to call it, the sweet spot. This is where you want to spend most of your time. The water pressure is just right. This should be the default setting for all showers everywhere forever. This is the only one you really need. It makes you wonder why they ever strayed from this one. Time to get down to business. Number 4, pampering spray, or as I like to call it, water spoons. I'm not going to get into whether or not I've been peed on sexually, but I will tell you that's what this shower setting makes me think of. Number 5, morning glory spray, or as I like to call it, the mental health facility. Do you remember losing all control and walking all the way to the Greyhound station and getting a ticket to Portland because it's far away and leaving soon, and you get on the bus and you cry and write a long series of suicide notes, and the dude next to you doesn't know what the fuck is going on, and you walk all over the city, back and forth, over the Burnside Bridge, over the Willamette River, And you keep seeing that suicide hotline and you think, well, fuck, that's not how I'm going to do it. And it's getting late and you try to sleep in a fast food place and you try and sleep out on the street and you try to sleep in a porta potty and you try to call your pregnant wife and she isn't there. And you try to call your family and they aren't there and you're in a hotel lobby and the guy's being really cool and then you use his phone and you get a room and you have an accident, but it's really like several accidents and nothing is working and you fall asleep somewhere in there and it's checkout time and you run around and you find another hotel and you're drinking rat poison with soda, you're watching a movie. Don't worry, I won't tell you which one as to not ruin it for you. And you think this is all right. And then the cops bust down the door, and you burst into tears, and they escort you to an ambulance, and they make you drink activated charcoal, and the EMT is cracking jokes. And there aren't any beds in Portland, so they have to transfer you to Eugene. And they put you in a room with a guy that's always sleeping, and after a couple days, your dad is going to show up, and you decide that you need to take a shower, and it's freezing cold, and you have to keep pressing this button the whole time to keep it going. And the water pressure is like almost there, but not quite. And you need to shave, but you need to have someone watch you because no more accidents. Your dad shows up, and he is really great. And then your pregnant wife shows up and yells at you and tries to blame it all on your dad, and now you call her the bad ex. Number 6, refreshing spirit spray, or as I like to call it, water sports 2, just like water sports but with a few more spray jets going. Number 7, revitalizing massage, or as I like to call it, the accidental enema. This thing could pressure wash a fence. You think, okay, I'm going to clean the old backside really well. And it seems like it's going well, but all of a sudden you're coughing up warm water and you realize things have gone too far. But if you happen to have a clitoris, this one is called the masturbator. Number 8, secret setting number 2, or as I like to call it, piss fetish. Okay, this one is exactly like water sports 2. Why do I need 3 settings that feel like I'm being peed on? Number 9, champagne spray, or as I like to call it, eyes wide shut. Have you ever been to the mansion in Draper and you need a secret password to get in and everyone is wearing a mask? And you feel embarrassed about the cheap, shitty masks you and your special lady friend have on, and that lady definitely has her tits out, and you hear skin slapping against skin. And that guy didn't even bother to shave or trim up or anything. And you just watch people play cards for a while because you don't have enough money to buy in, and you don't know how the fuck you got there, but finally, this lady in a really uncomfortable looking corset leads you up the fanciest staircase you've ever seen into a bathroom that's all marble everything. And you think, I mean, I'm going to need to find those pants again eventually. But fuck it, there's a lot of people in this shower. And is that really champagne? Because it actually smells awful. And these middle-aged folks are really excited, and that's a really interesting piercing. And you are not sure who or what is doing that, but it feels great. And really, right on your face? Okay. And I hope we have enough gas to get home. That's basically what this setting on the shower head is like. All right, moving right along. Okay, so there's a lot of crazy news happening right now, and not to diminish a lot of the more important things that are going on, the protests and everything going on with the plague that is happening. Another thing that is occurring is the Postal Service is getting screwed. Donald Trump put one of his goons in charge of it. It makes me feel like, 02, 03, when George W. Bush was in office, and we thought that was as bad as it was ever going to get. It makes you want to give up. All right, I think I've given enough dorky clues about what I'm about to do here, so I will just do it. I've got a cupboard with cans of food, filtered water, and pictures of you. And I'm not coming out until this is all over. And I'm looking through the glass where the light bends at the cracks. And I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, pretending the echoes belong to someone. Someone I used to know. And we will become silhouettes when our bodies smartly go. Bop, 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 bop. I wanted to walk through the empty streets, feel something constant under my feet, but the news reports recommended that I stay indoors. Because the air outside will make our cells divide at an alarming rate until our shelves simply cannot hold all our insides in. And that's when we'll explode! And it won't be a pretty sight. And we'll become silhouettes where our bodies finally go. Ba, 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 ba. And we'll become, and we'll become, and we'll become, and we'll become, and we'll become silhouettes when our bodies finally go. Ba, 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 ba. Sorry, Ben Gibbard, I love you. All right, so what's next here? Okay, so I hope Justin Graver is watching, either live or this is apparently being recorded for posterity. So at some point, Graver, you better watch this, because I relearned this stupid fucking poem for you. It is called Bruce Campbell, and I probably haven't done it in like 5+ years. Okay, here we go. Trying not to crack. To be brave for no one at all. Listening to repeater over and over again. So loud I might really go deaf this time. Now and then, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. Oh, get it together, someone might say. Never-ending speculation. Are all poets this self-obsessed? Answer, yes. All right, got a few more here. How are we doing on time?
Just past halfway.
All right, cool. I got 3 more. I think I can do this. So some people seem to like this one for whatever reason. So, you know, I'm going to do it. An oil stain on the pavement in the shape of Che Guevara's face spoke to me tonight. Its voice sounded like fireworks over the lake at dusk. I understood the answers fine. The questions are what I struggled with. The full moon and I hid from each other like arguing siblings. We couldn't help but peek through the trees until we just stared out in the open, silent. Automatic heads that hissed their disapproval in unison, past a fairy tale made of brick, bending blindly into the dark, back to the slanted line, hoping for the call of a cat's tail from 2 evenings ago to pick me up, take me away from here, to an apartment filled with late hours and empty sex. But I just went back to where the head rests. Yeah, an oil stain on the pavement, the shape of Che Guevara's face spoke to me tonight. But I didn't hear a fucking word about revolution. All right, so moving right along. Sonnets, this is a year and a half now ago. They did a release show. They asked me to be a part of it. And I got this idea in my head that I'd write this big, long, crazy thing. It's my, you know, like Dante, it's my 9 levels of hell. I'm going to read the prologue real quick here. Okay, this premise has been done before, a lot, but never by me, so apologies to Dante and everyone else who has already done this bit. Maybe we all get a sick satisfaction out of describing our own hells. Maybe it's just me. All right, let's do this. The sky was pitch black, the air was bitter cold. I had just gotten out of work late and I was waiting for the bus. Up to my knees in wet snow, the bus was taking forever, so things were going great. I pulled up the public transportation app on my phone to see where the bus was at. The app wasn't working because, of course, it wasn't. Silly me for daring to dream that I may have been able to get the slightest sense of relief from knowing where the bus was and approximately how much longer I would have to wait. Spotify, Bandcamp, and YouTube wouldn't load, so I stood there shivering in silence. 10 minutes passed. Where the fuck is this bus? I pulled up Uber. My fingers could barely navigate. They were so cold and my hand was shaking. $35. Fuck. How much money is in my account? My bank app showed loading. It kept showing loading. God damn it. So I closed it and opened it. I closed it and opened it. I held my phone higher in the air in some vain attempt to bring it like a foot closer to the nearest cell tower. As if that would have done anything. I uninstalled and reinstalled it. It finally loaded. I entered my password. Wrong password. Okay, let's try that again. That was definitely the right password. What the fuck? I nearly wind up and throw my phone as hard as possible, but I stop myself. Okay, calm down. Try again. Account locked. I gritted my chattering teeth. I called up the customer service line. Speak to an agent. Speak to an agent. Speak to an agent. Speak to a goddamn agent. This carried me. A dial tone ringed 3 colors ahead of me. I couldn't feel past my shins at this point. Are my fingers turning fucking blue? I asked myself indignantly. It was then that I realized that not only had the bus not shown up, but no cars had passed in 20 minutes. The recording assured me that they appreciate my business. Thank you for calling Go Fist Yourself Bank. My name is Jim. How may we assist you today? I explained how I just needed to reset my password. Okay, who was the first girl to stab you in the hand with a pencil? The first? Lauren Zalvinsky. Correct, he said cheerfully yet condescendingly. I got my account unlocked and rubbed my hands together vigorously for that full minute. I typed the exact same password in and it opened right up. $1.71. How many fucking cheeseburgers did I buy this week? What the fucking fuck is wrong with me? Surely this is hell, I said, not at all foreshadowing. I stared into the distance, not really focusing on anything. It was so cold that I had trouble breathing. I hummed the theme song to Indiana Jones for some reason. I got through the section of it that I could remember about 5 times before I saw lights in the distance. Holy shit, is that the bus? It was 45 butt-fucking minutes late. I could kill someone. I thought. Well, after I thought it. I turned the flashlight thing on my phone on and waved it around wildly like a Titanic survivor treading water in the Atlantic. Did they have flashlights back then? Never mind. The bus started to screech its brakes right about as it was passing me. It skidded out about 100 feet past me. I galloped through the snow and opened the door. It opened to reveal what appeared to be Santa Claus in a Utah Transit Authority uniform, about 15 years into heavy alcoholism. Long white hair, a vacant look in his eyes, and a bulbous red nose. Thanks, I said, somehow still being polite in this ridiculous situation. I walked all the way to the back of the bus, sat down. The other passengers were a juggalo in a twisted t-shirt over a black hoodie, and what appeared to be a middle-aged gym coach with a whistle still around his neck. Spotify started working again, but I just put on Brian Eno to try and sleep, and set my alarm for a few minutes before we would reach my transfer. I must have dozed off because I woke up to the bus crashing into something. It didn't seem like it was a big deal, probably just a curb or street sign or something. I kept my eyes shut, but then I could tell that we had stopped for an extended period of time. I opened my eyes and there was a bright white light. So that's the prelude, the prologue to my 9 levels of hell. And I've just got, yes, one more. I think we got at least a few minutes. 2. We'll try and do this real quick then. This is one that is oft requested and rarely performed. And I've got a little cheat sheet here because remembering the whole thing sometimes escapes me. But here we go. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. But what if I get a job, Taylor Swift, and stop mooching off of you? Or what if I get really romantic? Like really romantic. Like Clark Gable fucked Ryan Gosling and somehow birthed me. What if the apocalypse happens and I happen to be the only other person to survive? Or you get in a really regrettable relationship and you realize that you should have been with me the entire time. What if I learn another language? Don't the ladies like French? Dis-moi ami français s'il vous plaît, Taylor Swift. What if I become really rich? Like really rich. Like Elon Musk fucked Elon Musk and somehow birthed me instead of T1000 X86. And subsequently made the worst pornography in the history of pornography. I'm sure Elon Musk would be way into it. What if I took steroids and got really buff, like Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler? Except I wouldn't die of a heart attack jumping off the top rope. You know what? Never mind. That's a bad idea. I can tell already. Am I spitting right now? It's hard to tell with the mask. Are we never, ever, ever getting back together because I spit when I talk? Because I could probably look into getting that corrected. What if I got really good at sex? Like really good at sex. Like Ron Jeremy fucked, well, anything really. Except I wouldn't be all short and hairy and chain myself to a tree in the neighborhood I grew up in. What if I promised to stop masturbating to your Instagram account? All those pictures of your cat were just a giant boner killer anyway. What if I got my hair cut to look like, hold on, who is Taylor Swift dating? Joe Alwyn. What if I got my hair cut to look like that guy? What if I were more willing to give foot rubs? I could get into feet. Is that your thing, Taylor Swift? Guys that are into feet? What if I started dating Katy Perry to make you jealous? Just please take me back, Taylor Lautner. I mean John Mayer. I mean Katy Perry. I mean Taylor Swift. Of course, we have already clarified that we are never, ever, ever getting back together. All right, I think that's probably my time. It is indeed exactly 20 minutes. Woo! Go check out the next person. Donate to Conrad's Venmo for the Beehive. This was my favorite venue in the city. Who is up next? Genevieve Smith is on in a few minutes over at the Instagram at GV_advisory. Thank you for watching and enjoy.
Heck yeah.